we've got a 62-acre property here on beautiful Mount Archer. Gorgeous part of the world to live in. The property was labelled when we bought it a lifestyle property. Now, we were a family of 5 coming from Brisbane and did not realise that that was real estate speak for absolute crap land that nobody else who's half a brain and who's a farmer in the area wants. So we're going to flog it off to some unsuspecting city person, which is exactly what they did. But not to be deterred, I'm determined that if I can turn this into some kind of productive land, then, you know, I've achieved something, because it's rock and shale. You can see it up there, the rock and how dry it is. That's all there is. You go 20 centimeters down and you can be guaranteed you're going to hit rocks somewhere. So what we've had to do, that's the reason we got these tires. We're actually using the tires for 2 reasons. One of them is to hold all of the mulch that we're putting in, so that we're actually developing some decent soil. And the other one is to use to help keep the water in, because this is a very, very little dry part of the world. We do not get very much rain at all. We get a lot of rain in November, December, January, February, depending on 2 of those months, depending on the year. The rest of the time it's pretty much as it looks now. So we've got to ration our water. We use a lot of grey water for watering the plants. And that helps considerably, because that's the water that would have been wasted from your kitchen and your bathroom. Of course, one of the other things about using tires is we're actually recycling something that is deemed completely and utterly useless. We don't live on town water at all, so over here is our septic tank, and over here under these plants is our grey water tank. We use, as I said, only grey water for watering the plants, and that's my poop soup. I'll tell you about that later. Okay, this is a beautiful view. This is why we bought the property, for that absolutely spectacular view. And that's the Glasshouse Mountains over there. You can just see them in beautiful southeast Queensland. This is my solar dryer. I've been drying carrots and sweet potato. Very simple setup. The boy child made it for me, and it works a treat. He was going to put some shelves in it for me, but you know, you can't rush these things. I've put the eggs in there to dry them out, and then we crush them so that the chickens get shell grit. And I'm trying to get some apple seeds. That's our orchard. It's very much a work in progress. We're in the process of using all this cardboard to lay down and then put mulch over the top. Again, to try and improve the soil and also for water retention. That's a girl. Come get it from me. Now you've got to get used to me, because I'm going to milk you. That's it. Come on. That's a girl. Good girl. Come on. Over here. Come on. Not you. Not you. Come on. As you can see, there's not a skerrick of grass. Right, I've got a big bag of onions here that we got at the market. Got them really cheap. So I need to use them up before I lose them. So We might try drying some of these in the solar dryer today. Okay, as you can see, I've got all my trays here ready for the onions to go on, and then I'll take them and put them in the solar dryer. I'm pretty much coming to the end of the onions that I can do because I'm running out of trays. Now the plan is that these onions, because onions actually are quite moist, these onions will start to lose that moisture and start to shrink, and I can then move them on to double them up on trays, and that will free up some more trays for me to do more, to put extra onions in. I don't believe in wasting anything. People would say that's the tight Scot in me, but I don't really believe that's the case. I just don't see any point in throwing out something that is perfectly usable. It's wasteful, it's disrespectful, and financially it's not very smart either. And then I'm putting every bit of them over here into my bowl, and I'll put that in a lid on that and put it in the fridge, and that will do for cooking during the week. We're going to plant these later this afternoon when it's not so hot, and all the other scraps are in the scrap bucket, and they'll either go for compost or for animal food, depending on what happens to be in our scrap bucket on the day. Now we're going to plant some apple seeds. My daughter got some beautiful apples at the markets, at the Rockley markets, and I want to propagate the seeds. So again, I've got a strawberry punnet. These are the 500-gram ones, which is a good size. Fold up a piece of A4 paper and put it in the bottom because they have holes. And you don't want all of your seeds and your water just dripping out too fast. Then we fill it up with the dump mulch. We get this from the local dump, which means that we're using up stuff that other people have thrown away, which I think is really good, rather than cutting down trees to provide me with the mulch. You may be able to see that. I'll just check that you can see that. Nope. With my hand. There you go, but you can actually see that one of them has started to sprout, which is very exciting. So all I'm going to do is put these in. There's all sorts of interesting things that say you need to put them in the fridge to stop their to bring them out of their natural dormancy, and you need to do all sorts of stuff. Well, these ones started sprouting, and I actually put them in the solar dryer because I was trying to dry out the apple, and they actually started sprouting. So it makes you wonder about that dormancy period, unless the apples themselves have been in a cold room somewhere, which might mean that they have actually had that period, but they certainly didn't get it from me. So put in a lot more than you ever intend to actually plant, and that way then everything over the top is a bonus. Then we'll just cover it with a bit more mulch, and in a little while I'll take it down to my table and put it there. Today is the 9th of the 9th, 18, and these are delicious apples. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my apples, and I also have some lemons that I planted, and I'm going to put them in these plastic containers just so that they retain some moisture. It's the 9th of September, which is the 9th day of spring here in Australia, and today was 31 degrees. So it gets damn hot here. So what we're going to do is just very, very lightly mist over it. So I'm just putting a little bit extra in. Just to start off, because the mulch itself was not moist, and that will hopefully moisten it all up. And then tomorrow morning the gorgeous Queensland sun will hit it, and hopefully we'll be able to see some little seedlings very soon. But what we'll do is we'll check in on it every day so that we can see exactly what point it actually germinates. Now, when I first was given a seed plant, it was an orange tree, and we had almost no success with it whatsoever. But I just noticed the other day we actually have the beginning of some blossoms on there. Look at that. How beautiful is that? That's our first little blossoms. Now this tree has been grown from seed, and it is about 4 years old. So all things considered, that wasn't too bad. And that gave me a little bit of heart, and that's why I thought, well, it might be worth trying to grow plants from seed.